How is hubris used to create tension? Have you ever noticed how a character's overconfidence can lead to their downfall? This is where hubris comes into play. Hubris, which means excessive pride or overconfidence, is a powerful tool in literature. It creates tension by pushing characters to ignore warnings and overstep their limits. This sets up a conflict that keeps readers on the edge of their seats. When characters display hubris, they often blind themselves to their own weaknesses and the potential fallout from their actions. This creates suspense as the audience waits to see what will happen next. The gap between how invincible a character feels and the reality of their vulnerability is where the tension lies. In both poetry and prose, hubris complicates characters, especially tragic heroes. These characters often challenge moral laws or divine authority, which disrupts the natural order. This defiance makes it clear to the audience that disaster is likely around the corner. The tension builds as the characters' inflated self-importance clashes with the reality of their situation. Hubris also drives the plot forward. Characters often find themselves in dangerous situations because they believe they will succeed no matter the risks. For instance, when a character ignores advice or warnings, it can escalate conflicts. Their actions create obstacles or anger other characters, keeping readers engaged as they watch the consequences unfold. In poetry, hubris can be shown through language that highlights a character's arrogance. Symbolic imagery can also reflect their overreach. In prose, detailed characterization reveals the flaws and motivations behind hubristic behavior. This makes the tension feel more relatable and human. Writers often use hubris to explore themes such as the limits of human power, the dangers of pride, and the inevitability of fate. Practically, hubris creates tension in several ways. It establishes a character's tragic flaw that hints at future conflict. It creates dramatic irony, where the audience knows the character's pride will lead to trouble, while the character remains unaware. Hubris drives the story toward a climax where the consequences must be faced. It highlights moral lessons about humility and restraint. Overall, hubris intensifies tension by setting up a clash between a character's inflated self-view and the external forces or internal realities that challenge it. This makes it a central element in storytelling that captivates the audience.